I'm Francis Albert Eugenio. This is my video presentation research proposal titled Media Literacy as Determinant of Stability Among Overseas Filipino Workers in Taiwan. Media literacy recognizes the primary function of media in our everyday lives. The purpose of being a media literate is to employ in a digital world where each needs to be able to adapt, understand, inquire, communicate, and think critically. Here in Taiwan, with a large number of overseas Filipino workers, media literacy enables OFWs to express and make expert judgments as users of media, as well as to become producers and skillful creators of media messages in their own right. Moreover, to become a media literate is not to memorize statistics about media, but rather to be aware or educated, to raise the right inquiry about what you are listening, watching, or reading. Likewise, to be information literate, OFWs must be able to recognize when data is needed and can evaluate and use the required information effectively, because each is a medium of spreading significant information in the community. Through sharing the information in social media like Facebook, which is widely used, they can communicate and spread awareness to everyone. Thus, this kind of mentality for such digital users, it can help other OFWs realize that being into a social networking site is not just a disadvantage. Instead, it has an excellent role for everyone to be a media cultured and self-reliant. There are advantages and disadvantages of media information literate individual. The downside of this is sometimes your ideas or opinions can affect other people. And the benefit is sometimes it motivates and inspires other people. OFWs are no longer limited to the desktop computer. Hence, they can now use mobile technologies such as smartphones, since it is very accessible to everyone. Media literacy, therefore, is about helping anyone to become not just being literate, but also a competent and critical in all media forms, so that they can control the interpretation of what they see or hear, rather than letting the definition control them. It also promotes entry to information and building knowledge societies. Lastly, it is also produce careful and critical thinkers. Media literacy can be developed within the family of overseas Filipino workers through informal communication between parents and children. Media literacy education has been implemented in elementary and secondary schools and after-school programs. Over the past decades, there has been widespread growth in the resources and materials needed to teach media literacy not only to children and adolescents, but also considering OFWs to lessen the spread of fake news and being victims of cyberbullying. The research problem. Fake news dissemination. Fake news dissemination has once again become rampant. Unfortunately, OFWs keep sharing each other, and there is a complete lack of media literacy. Although the right way of dealing with fake news issues is for those in favor of freedom of expression, in those in support of legislation to continue their discourse in pursuit of common interests, despite an urgent task that should be immediately addressed is an education in media literacy. This process is the primary solution to the problem, and it is a preventive measure that is less controversial. In such a way, it can be implemented immediately. If we could integrate media literacy training into such seminars, workshops and included fake news prevention, participants would inevitably become the best teachers of media literacy and the deconstruction of fake news, having an immeasurable influence on countless students. Cyberbullying. While cyberbullying breach on human rights, like videos that violate individuals' privacy and the dissemination of false news and causes social unrest, are mostly the result of mistakes made by some OFWs as a consequence of lack of understanding of the innate quality of internet. Perhaps many OFWs' ignorance is not a result of their school unwillingness to teach media literacy. Instead, it could be because some OFWs lack of information and do not know how to teach media literacy with others and self-reliance. In addition to holding Filipino community workshops, we could also promote a regional contest to submit teaching plans aimed to prevent fake news. There must be a passionate educators who would like to help solve this problem. Innovative teaching plans from Filipino community leaders in Taiwan would serve as instrumental materials for others. While we could use the challenge to stress the importance of responding to fake news and inspiring OFWs creativity on how to do so. Moreover, we can support educational for adults such as social education halls, Philcom activities, and community outreach programs to push for media literacy and the deconstruction of fake news. Further, to make OFWs who heavily rely on social media aware of the perils of spreading false information and the possibility of breaking the law. As all sides continue to debate how to prevent the spread of fake news, from Filipino communities to lifelong learning, should we not take responsibility and push for media literacy education and false news prevention? Only when OFWs understand that they should never spread messages that cannot be verified can we turn the saying that gossips and rumors will just be stopped by the wise into a reality. Today's overseas Filipino workers have online access to news and related information through the use of the internet, using various platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. As our technology is fast evolving, the internet has become increasingly alluring and accessible information resource. Since a majority of adults get their news via social media, most of the millennials, including our OFWs, rely more heavily on Facebook for their news and current events than any other source. However, most OFWs often have difficulty understanding whether to trust or not the information they read online. Thus, sole reliance on social media as a source news provides different kinds of issues, including exposure to fake news through unreliable news sources, and a propensity to consume biased or filtered information. Theoretical framework. A general trend of development of media literacy as well as new media literacy is that its relevance is brought back to the informational program when there is a new media technology that causes collective mistrust in the society. However, the presence of media also raised concerns among the OFWs in many countries. Such case is the recently burgeoning interest in media literacy in different East Asian nations like China, Taiwan, Japan, and Korea, way back 1990s. Aside from the fast-emerging new media technology, the internet that causes cybercafe phenomenon, we may add that the birth of the internet is a breakthrough in the development of media literacy because it is transformed the whole media landscape and it starts a discussion on the different approaches to media information and literacy. Moreover, this is also the starting point for us to think of a framework that can both suit the needs of conventional media such as television, newspaper and radio, and new media such as internet and the web 2.0 technology. Hence, with the emerging new media technologies at the beginning of the 21st century, traditional literacy is no longer sufficient for an individual to survive in this new media ecology competently. In other words, new media plays a vital role in human societies, and OFWs need to equip with new literacies to be able to engage in new media environment fully. All of the above arguments represent the necessity and importance of media literacy. Conceptual framework. Most researchers perceive new media literacy as a combination of information skills, conventional literacy skills, and social skills, or multi-literacies. That is, relevant definitions generally overlook the importance of both technical and socio-cultural characteristics of new media in shaping what NML could and should be. To address this gap, Chen et al. Proposed a promising framework that unpacks NML as a two continua from consuming or prosuming literacy and from functional and critical literacy, as we can see in the figure 1. Specifically, the consuming literacy was defined as the ability to access the media message and to utilize media to a different levels, while prosuming literacy, ability to produce media contents, like messages and artifacts. According to Chen et al., the consuming aspect should be integrated and implied in the prosuming character. For instance, an OFW has to read and understand others' ideas before create media content to respond. On the other hand, the functional literacy pertains to individual context, meaning creating and use of media tools and content, while critical literacy, their ability to interpret, evaluate, and access media. Similarly, the functional aspect provides an essential basis for the critical element. For example, OFWs may fail to make their excellent grasp of social, cultural context of the media explicit due to mostly to their unfamiliarity with the technical characteristic of new media tools or languages. Methodology. The method applied in this study is a state-of-the-art review. This type of review addresses more current matters in contrast to other combined retrospective and contemporary approaches. Within this methodology, the analysis centers on the state of knowledge and priorities for future investigation and research. Generally speaking, media literacy as a fundamental in tackling key societal issues, promoting fundamental rights, combating hate speech online, enabling OFWs to spot propaganda, and likewise to become critical users of information. Therefore, critical thinking is seen as a pillar in educating responsible and aware individuals. The same document defines critical thinking as including, among other skills, the ability to distinguish information from propaganda, to deconstruct media communication, and to interact with social media mindfully. Following extensive academic research, institutional publications, increased interest of educational policy makers, and those concerned with education, both theorists and practitioners alike, it has become clear and media literacy has to be considered concerning national context and national education system, acknowledging the necessity to integrate media education in teaching curricula. The use of an array of checklist tools enhances the precision of the measures in media literacy. For example, the measurement of the comprehension and media analysis variables offers an only moderate level of accuracy in capturing distinctions between OFW's responses of better and worse aspect due to the omission for hand scoring. Thus, the counts of paragraph lengths, spelling errors, and the checklist for identifying the purpose and target audience offer a higher degree of precision in producing repeatable results consistently. Further, to enhance the face validity of media analysis instrument, we designed the tools to resemble the 5 critical question model used by moderators to strengthen OFW's critical thinking skills. The activity of reading, listening, or viewing a specific media message and then responding to it by answering a set of specific questions roughly parallel to the kinds of instructional tasks that are routine in an English language arts workshop. Data were evaluated using ground theory methods and were actively examined throughout the collection, recording and transcription process. However, using the constant comparative methods, emerging categories were refined through an iterative open coding process to substantive types that represented important trends and themes in the practice, pedagogy, and purpose of media literacy workshop. I want to thank you for the time watching my video presentation. If you have any further questions, clarifications, feel free to comment below. Thank you.